Okay, so.
Relax, sit down, coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot, never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle, have a Gino shot.
Gino shot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this beautiful Saturday night. Woo, woo! We're going to have some fun tonight. We've got some awesome drum. It's a drumming show tonight. It's a Saturday drumming show. We've got all the drummers. This is going to be my favorite show of all because I'm a drummer. First and foremost, that's what I love. My first love is drumming. So we've got a whole pile of drummers on tonight. And first of all, get yourselves a drink. Are you ready? Get yourself your little drink over here. This is Fitch Leedes. That's right. Our little sponsor for tonight, of course. Fitch Leedes, sponsoring Gino's spot from the beginning. So get yourselves your drinks ready and pour it up. Whatever you've got stashed. I don't know where you've got it stashed. Whatever Cyril hasn't taken away from you, you can pour it into a glass and give it a go. And we hope that it's all ready and mixed and ready to go. Let me know what you got, and we're going to start our little song with a little song, of course, just to get going, get the people in. So let's give it a go. Cheers, everybody! Thank you to Fitch Leedes, and thank you to Amobia. That's right. Ooh. Oh, when I wake up, well, you know I'm gonna be the man who's Etienne Rousseau. I'm so excited, 'cause I've got Michelle Kelly, and she says, hello, Gino. Paula Brazale, hello, Scotty, Carol Jean, and they're watching from Arena. Wendy Tompkins, hello, drama boys. All right, Leanne Richardson, oh no, I know you there. Jose Pereira, Ben Miles, and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walks with Lee and Rich G down to at your door. And when I'm working, Alta Funnyman says cheers to me all the time. When I go out, well, there's Dion Dutoy all the way in Gordon's Bay. And when I go home, well, you know I'm gonna be with you, Michael Howard. That's right, love to support Fitch Leedes, you better do. Well, you know I'm gonna be the man who's going home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's Etienne Rousseau. There we go. Oh, what? And I would walk 500 miles, and Liesl Weber's watching too. And Tanya Prata Oria says, I'll send to me, hello Gino. Da-da-da-da. Hello Gino. And Marguerite Wallace. And out the Thunder Melbourne and the Carol Chapin just put a blank. She's obviously drinking too much tequila. There she's got at her house. Da-da-da. Go Gino, you can do it. That's right. Da-da-da. Gail Rika. No! And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. Diana Roberts, all the way in the UK, where they buy their booze some more. Oh, Brendan Kenny, how's it? All the way from Dubai. It's lekker in Dubai and in Dubai. Guys, fantastic. All right, we're going to start the show off with a bit of drums because it's about drums. The whole thing's about drums tonight. We've got some incredible guests coming in. And die baie daar sê. So we're going to switch over to the drum cam quickly over here. It's number 2 there on the 8. There we go. And we're ready. All right. So we're going to hit the drums just with a bit of, just for a bit of an intro. All right.
Jailbird singing, everybody
She said, it grieves me so to see you in such pain. I wish there was something I could do to make you smile again. I said,
Simpieza, obani benga chinta mabo bensi. I felt the rains down in Africa. We're gonna take some time to do the things we never had. radio. How could we dance when our earth is turning up to the end of the road? Still I can't let and this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am.
Waka waka my head, waka waka my head. Tango is so massive, but this is Africa.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on.
Fire it all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Oh, it's always a tiring thing, drums, but isn't it? Drums, they're a loving, living, breathing instrument. You know, they take you by the nuts and just. I see he's drumming the only thing that was ever good at, John Bonham. I don't know, I think he was good at racing cars and drinking tequila. I think he was pretty good at. Oh, there's Glenn Fuller. Awesome, Eddie. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, young Glenn. All right, so ladies and gentlemen,
Fitch Leedes.
first of all, we've got a couple of things to give with first of our sponsors. Obviously, Fitch Leedes, our brilliant Fitch Leedes, and we have in the studio with us. Well, not in the studio, but pre-recorded nicely. Our Justin, our magical mixologist. So take it away, Justin.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tipple, Fitch and Leedes have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, welcome to Magical Mixologist. Today I'm going to need a little bit of help from my magic wand. We're going to do a little bit of garnish prep before we move on to the drink. Gents, you might want to look away for this one. Alright, let's get on to the drink then. Okay guys, now that the hard part's over, we're going to be moving on to the actual drink. What we've got here is a little bit of the cucumber syrup. I'm going to toss cucumber syrup right in there. Get some time. I don't have time for this, come on. Back into the shaker. We're going to take that. Oops, come on, there we go. Get it in, pour them right over this glass. We're going to garnish the glass with a nice little slice of cucumber on the end there. A very painful slice of cucumber. A slice of orange, that citrus just breaks the cucumber and the bitterness that's in the Indian tonic as well. Cucumber adds a fantastic refreshing bit to this. Our Fitch needs Indian tonic going in. Boom. Guys, it's just normal Indian tonic. There's absolutely so much you can do with our products. It is mind-blowing. Got a lot of time in lockdown now. Time to experiment and play around. There we go. Stir that way up. Look, cucumber's moving. And there we go. Flippin' refreshing. Cheers, guys.
Fitch and Leedes have got a mixer that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch and Leedes, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual.
Thank you, Fitch Leedes. And now, without any ado, we are going to introduce Eddie Eckstein. We have a little introductory video for him.
We're honored to have in studio some true South African legends. Yes, the Bats, known as South Africa's own version of the Beatles. Please put your hands together for Eddie Eckstein, Paul Ditchfield, Pete Clifford, and Derek Gordon. You guys really have achieved something special. What makes the Bats so special? Maybe I can put that to you, Paul.
Well, you know what? We're a variety act, actually. We play rock and roll, and we've got Eddie, who's very serious. So we've got a combination, and we always do something interesting for each bloke.
If I mention the word telephone quiz.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you still have nightmares about the booby trap button?
People obviously recognize you from those.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh,
you recognize you. Sorry. Look,
Wow.
TV was slightly different back then.
Yeah,
we
so-
only had 3 pixels to use on each TV screen. But the styles have pretty much stayed the same, hey, gents?
Yeah.
And the size of Eddie is still
What can we expect from the Bats now?
It's so exciting to
after all these years, to still play to a packed-out audience, standing ovations, and just that laughter just keeps you going.
Oh, absolutely love it. Now, Pete, what's next? We've got 50 years under the belt. How much longer do you think you guys can hold this band together?
5 minutes.
No, we can go on. We can go on for as long as we want to.
As long as we're alive, yeah.
We're a bit slower now than we used to be, you know.
I don't believe it, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Certainly
like
not in the
he's
wit
pinching
stakes.
me now to keep me awake, you know.
In a shabby little hut by the dock, down by the sea, ain't nothing fancy, but yeah, it's paradise to me.
Eddie Eckstein. Eddie, welcome.
Whoa, thank you, Gino. That was brilliant. I'm tired for you. How the heck do you remember all those songs? Crikey,
Yes,
Moses.
like,
what-
you know, Eddie, you know, it's something, you know, I don't know if you have the same story with me, but give me lyrics and scripts to learn, I'm nowhere. But give me a song and I can remember the thing. It's something to do with the drumming maths. I don't know what it is.
I've got a very bad memory, very bad. Who are you again?
Exactly. Oh, Eddie, it's an absolute pleasure for me here to have you on the show.
Thank
because
you,
I've been
Gina.
watching you from afar since I was a little tyke, man. I was
Thank you,
watching.
man.
I was just saying. I mean, but I mean, your drumming started when you were still at school, right?
That's correct. Cadet band. I played in a cadet band. But before that, my elder brother, 3 years older than me, had a pair of drumsticks that he kept hiding. And I kept finding them and beating out a little rhythm here and there. And then he would find out that I'd be playing with his drumsticks, and he beat me out a few times. So that's how I started, really, you know.
Yes.
Cadet band.
Isn't it always the cadet band teaches you great with all the rudiments. You know, starts you out with all the rudiments,
that's right,
the flams and triplets and paradiddles.
All those sorts of As my eldest brother used to say, Eddie, how the taradiddles. Not the paradiddles, the taradiddles. You could
The
never get it
paradiddles
right,
and the
you know.
taradiddles.
Yeah.
But I found only because I also started with the cadet band stuff as well. You know, you always start with a pair of bongos or something, and then you work your way through. And I remember my dad got me skin, so he put pig skin on them. Like proper.
Man, well, that's what I started with. Everything was pig skin. The weather changed, so did the drums, you know.
Yes, so they actually used to use the proper
but those
skins.
early days were fantastic. Yeah, proper skins all the time. Plastic
Jeez,
only came in afterwards, you know, what we use today.
Man,
I mean, but
yes.
all those early days, just pig skin. Yeah.
I see Carol Jean is just leaving a message here. She says, "Shh, not too loud. I was a member of Paul Ditchfield's fan club in the 70s.
Fan club. Oh, well, you look pretty good if that's the picture now, doll.
She does. No, she's
good,
Paul. I mean, Paul and the guys. Did you guys meet early as well? Did you know each other from a young age?
Yeah, I actually met Paul. He used to play for these Sunday socials for a Catholic church, and I used to go and listen, and that's how I met him. He was about 16, 17 at the time. I'd go to these sessions, and you know, that's how I met him, you know.
Yeah,
and afterwards we formed a little
like
band, him on piano and me on snare drum, hi-hat and bass drum. The bass drum was one of those marching bass drums that I got for nothing.
It's like a 27-inch, 28-inch.
Listen, and you get on a tram. I don't know if people know what a tram is. You see, get on a tram with this thing and go all over the place. It was wonderful days. What you won't do when you're that keen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When you're that keen, you do anything to play.
You do anything. It's true, just to get out there and do it. Sometimes you think yourself, if you lose that, you know, you can't lose that. But it's always there. It's always there a little bit.
Yeah.
You just get roadies as well to help.
Afterwards, you need the roadies afterwards. You know? But of course, you know, in our days, our early days, we had contracts. So you played in a venue for 3 months, or 6 months, or 9 months.
Jeez,
it wasn't like today. The poor guys are doing a gig a day, you know, and you're moving all over the place.
Yeah,
And
you've
we
got to
could
go
settle
one.
down and work on new material all the time, which gave us the time
Yeah.
when you, especially if you're in one place all the time.
That's
Fantastic.
true. Hey, I never really thought about that. You're sitting in that hotel or whatever. You've got to either you're going to go badorn it or you're going to write some material.
Yeah, you're right, and you rehearse and practice and go to movies in the afternoon.
At the Astra or the whatever it was
Yeah.
in those days.
Yeah, for sure.
Those hectic days. Are you self-taught, Eddie? Do you read?
No,
or?
I wouldn't. No, a little bit, not much.
Okay.
When I went to Margate on holiday after I finished matric, which I didn't pass, by the way, and I was on holiday in Margate, and I started singing with they had a talent competition, and Al Warlock's band was there, and I would sing, and I would do an impersonation of Samuel Davis doing impersonations, and a very, very slack drum solo I do, and this Al Warlock took towards me, and he said, "Listen, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I've got to go do my army training now." He said, "Well, I'm going to a place called Ba-dumm-Tsss." He says, "Now, if you go to, if you do your army training, come and see me in Ba-dumm-Tsss, and I might give you a job," which I did. And I went up, set my name up, and sang a song at Ba-dumm-Tsss. The people went wild, thank the Lord. And he said, "Okay, I'm going to take you on, but you don't play it properly yet. So I'm going to take you to a guy to teach you." And I went to a guy called Gene Lattimore. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he was a lovely swinging drummer. That's what I learned right from the beginning, as swing.
Yeah,
And with Gene Lattimore, and I took obviously reading lessons, but never to the stage that I could actually sight read. I must be honest with you, which I'm even to this day I'm very sorry for. The fact that I didn't do that. And then he took me there, and then he took me to a music shop called Magnet Music in Johannesburg, which was the music shop in those days, in the early 60s, the late 50s. And I got my first set of second-hand drums. For 6 months, I went for lessons, and then all of a sudden I was in a band.
What was it?
But I was in a band.
Was it a Ludwig?
Well, it was...
Rich?
No, it was a... No, actually, I can't remember what it was, but the first drum kit I ever bought was Ajax.
Ajax.
It sounded like a washing soda. And it was terrible. It was really, but it was the first one, but it was a white pearl. I wanted the white pearl.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. For the lights. The lights are always good on the white.
Yeah. Pull the chicks.
Oh, is
I
it?
pulled was a hammy.
I see. There's one from Gillian Warmanhover says she used to watch you at the Rotunda in Camps Bay on Sundays in the early 70s.
Sunday night, I'm sure she remember that, boy. We used to get 500 to 800 people on a Sunday night. It was incredible.
Holy crap.
I used to get gesape. Please, Lord, forgive me, but I used to get wonderfully gesape. And the guys would play tricks on me, the bats, they were terrible. I had the song that I did in Tokyo, the Tokyo World Song Festival, called "Oh God, It's Beautiful." And I don't know if you know, you probably realize this. When you sing a song a lot, you can pitch it without any music. But what they would do is they would start the song in a different key. And now I'm a bit safe now. So you start trying to find that you pitching the right key, but they in another key. So you, and they love it.
They do.
You dying at death, and they enjoying it.
Buggers, they're buggers. She says Sunday nights at Rotunda.
Yeah.
Oh my soul.
And I see Sunday nights there, it was R2, and you got curry and rice, and the people
a
didn't
meal
really
as well.
like the curry and yeah, you got a meal as well, curry and rice. So what the staff there in the Cape did, they would get these buckets, the dustbin bucket boxes.
Yes.
And they would put obviously the black seed inside, and people would walk past, pick up their curry and rice, and throw it in to this thing so the staff could take it home to their families. And we would have to stop playing at 9 o'clock. No, they stopped serving at 9 o'clock at night. So the guys we do an order, they do their last order at about 20 to 9. And the waiters were so clever with these O's, and they knew them unbelievably well. They bring crates of beer out, crates of beer for the tables. So they could sape until until the end of the night was fantastic. That woman, that chick will know about those.
Yeah, she says because you weren't allowed to buy drinks without a meal. That's right.
That's right. That was the time. That was the days. Yeah.
Yes, like I see
Very much
50
so.
Ks from Joburg. She says, I don't know what that is.
50 Ks from Joburg.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Yeah, no. I don't know what place that is.
Cheryl, what are you saying?
Bobsfontein. Oh, Bobsfontein. Bobsfontein.
You're right.
I don't know where that was either. I've got to say.
That was the place, I tell you.
And so you. I mean,
let me tell you,
you started on
Boxing Day. Yeah.
Yeah. On Boxing Day.
Yeah. Carry on.
Oh no.
No,
I was
Boxing
just
Day,
saying.
Bobsfontein, and New Year's Day.
Oh, is it?
We used to play at Bobsfontein. There were so many people. They had to get the traffic cops out to get the people in and out of that little door.
Were those the traffic cops with the short pants and the rulebound? En 'n komende sok in die kous, ja. Ek het one. I do a character like that. I do a guy. His name is Helmut Ramspoot.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah, we were.
Ek het die geel brille. I got the yellow ones for was jagsbrille.
Yeah.
Because when the ladies say see me when we get jags.
Yeah, I haven't had that feeling for many years. I'll tell you that.
Oh, classic. So now you did some. I mean, you played drums, but then you like myself as well. I relate because you didn't just sit with the drums. You had to get out front. You know what I mean? Were you one of those guys that had to get out there? you couldn't stack behind.
That was it. Look, for quite a few years, I didn't do anything like that. Although I had this funny vibe about myself. And it happened when I was playing with a band called Jimmy Racing. And Flippy Van Zyl was in the band. And one night, Flippy came in and he said, Eddie, man, I went to the doctor. He gave me this tablet. Just help me. Meantime, I don't know it's drugs. I'm a youngster. And I take this and I have some dope. And I go that night and I start telling jokes out of the blue. The band leader was away that night. He was sick. He comes back the next day and the management say, why you don't let Eddie Eckstein in? It's so funny. You let him tell jokes for the people. So that's how it started. But all of a sudden, I'm getting a bit of high. First time and last time in my life, you know.
Was that a porra?
No, there was Flippy Van Zyl, and the people will know him. He was a great musician, Flippy. So
but the owner of the club was.
No, they were Italians like you. They were Italiano. Why you don't bring Eddie every night? If they come here to sing so very good, he tell jokes that people love. They love him. Why you don't put him on the stage? Let him come and tell the joke.
Why?
And then every night you gotta tell the same joke. You get so sick and tired. Why do you do that to me?
Oh man, that was classic. Because like you said, it was really there were contracts in place. So the guys used to do that Sun International thing as well. They used to go around the country.
That's right. It was the whole thing. Yeah, that exactly. 3 weeks, 3 months. So every 2 months, you're actually looking for a job. You don't know if they're going to keep you for another 3 months. So it's either back to the agents or you do it. You find the hotels yourself. Hey, we're available. We're not sure if they're going to keep us. And you just hope that they're going to keep you so you don't have to keep moving around. You know, it's great for us. It's wonderful. You can take your families, your wives, the kids all grew up in hotels, you know, in the early days until they went to school, which got a bit difficult for us.
Put a spanner in the works with that always.
More than a spanner in the works. Yeah. And then, of course, you know, as you were saying earlier on, you started going up front. And then when the batch started, we always felt that we were always a mixture kind of band, you know. Everybody wanted to do his own thing. So we started this thing of having a cabaret spot. And every guy in the band could do what he wanted to do that night. So maybe 2 or 3 of us would do something on a particular, say, a Saturday night, and then next week the other two guys would do something, or we'd sing make up those songs. Two old maids in a folding bed, one turned around and the other one said, "Yes, we have no bananas. We have all these rude songs."
I see.
Forgive me,
There's a
Lord.
message from Mark Banks here at the bottom here. Can you see it? It says
Mark,
Eddie was
hey,
a very...
Mark, yeah.
Mark says Eddie was very
Mark.
good to his mother. He never went home.
Mark,
I've
got
had
you,
Mark
but I
on the
got
show. He's a legend.
Is
I've
he
had Mark
staying
on the
down there
show.
as well? Is he down
He's
there as
down
well?
in somewhere down in Darling or down Western Cape Way.
Darling, that would
Darling,
suit him,
he's
darling.
darling.
I just love that guy. He knows it. When I'm with him, I just hose myself. I tell you.
I know he's ridiculous.
He's got my funny bone. That guy. I tell you.
Oh man! But so you met the Bats, and I see. I mean, you did some recordings, and I had listened a couple. I knew Shabby Little Hut, and I knew one or two. But I remember my earliest memory was Fat Man and Bobbin.
Well,
and nobody else seems to remember it. Gary remembered it. He remembered Fat Man and Bobbin.
Yeah.
It was
Fat
like 70.
Man and Bob are back on the road again.
That's right.
So we dressed up in those costumes, and we had a series. We had a TV series for 4 weeks in a row, and it was like those old movies where they tie you to the railway track, and you have to wait until the next week to see if the train's going to run over me. And my little son, we were playing in Cape Town, and my wife was up in Joburg with the kids, and my youngest son at the time was 5 years of age, and he cried his eyes out because the episode ended with the train coming towards me. They had to phone me and get me off the stage to come to the phone to speak to my son because he thought I was dead, you know.
He's beside himself.
Yeah, shame, man. Yeah.
Oh man, I see. Gary's pointing at something. Is it a message, Gary?
Me? What's the message? Fitch and Leedes.
No.
Fitch and Leedes.
Fitch and Leedes. No. I think I mean, I know the song, but then I was very surprised to hear a song called "Stop Exchange" and "Hold Your Head Up," which seemed to be like heavy metal.
Yes.
The "Stop Exchange" was hectically fast.
The heaviest song we ever did. Yeah, that was well, we were young, man. We could do it. Like you can do all those songs. We were young in those days. You did this Stop Exchange. Yeah, I acted in that movie as well. I was an actor in a movie.
I see. I remember watching Eddie dressed in his Rocky Horror outfit at the Grand Wazoo. Sexy Glenn Fuller.
I want to tell you something. My wife, when she never used, if she saw me in that costume, out of it, I was out for a week or 2 weeks. She hated it. I said, but why don't the other women mark me sticking? Why don't you like me? You look grotesque.
How'd you do? Oh my word. Okay, anyway, but now drumming wise, okay, drumming. We've got a pile of drummers backstage here as well. We're going to bring in from time to time. But your influences, your main influences. Earlier on, we were talking about the big band guys.
Yeah, Gene Krupa, obviously, because of his showmanship in the early days. I think that was the first sort of big drumming name, and then of course the Buddy Rich, who was just a genius, you know. So
he was
they were my early influences, but I was actually probably more influenced by people like Sammy Davis Jr., Louis Armstrong, and the jazz guys like Benny Goodman.
Okay. Some swing.
Because I was into the swing stuff. And then obviously, eventually the rock and roll stuff happened, and then I went that way. My favorite drummer, as I was saying to you earlier on, is Steve Gadd.
Oh man,
absolutely! I think he's the best.
Classic.
You know, he's my baby. He's my baby.
It's just so
like
smooth.
Him and I can't.
He's just got such brilliant feel. He's got like natural feel, and he doesn't overplay. He just
doesn't overplay.
And he can nail anything as well. Hey, don't you find he can do like soft or loud, whatever he wants to do?
He's not flash.
Yeah.
He's not flash. He doesn't want to go mull. You know. He just holds
but he's super tight.
You feel. I think every muso must feel so comfortable with that guy playing behind him. I tell you, incredible.
Absolutely. And I'm sure. One of the guys that we've got Lloyd Martin backstage as well, which we can bring on. Here we go, Lloyd.
How you doing, Lloyd? Lloyd, good to see you again.
Likewise.
And I must tell you, Lloyd, my niece actually was talking to me earlier this evening, and I told her that I'm talking to you this evening, and you might remember her, Nikki Fuller.
Absolutely.
Bob Fuller's wife. Yeah, she's my niece. Sorry about
Bob,
yeah, but anyway,
wow,
thank you. She sends her love, and she says she's sure you much better than you were recently. You know, she realized that you have been sick. She had heard, and she sends her best wishes to you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's hundreds.
Lloyd's you're looking good. You're looking good, young man. He's looking like.
I always was looking good. You guys were just blind.
You got your Bruce Willis look on. and Lloyd, you were also up in Joburg first, eh? You started up in Joburg.
I started in Cape Town, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was born there a long time ago, and then I actually moved up to Pretoria to do the military service, and I stayed up there for quite a bit of time after that. Circumstances dictated, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And learning drums in the army.
No, I started when I was 11. I was
started young.
That's 1971, and I was influenced by a guy came from 5 houses down the road from my place in Durban, my dad's place.
Yeah.
And he said he heard me practicing 5 houses down the road. And he ended up, a guy called Rob Naseby, and he ended up being a guy who used to tour Europe quite a bit in. Not in any big band, I don't think. He did covers and the shows and that.
Yeah.
And so he was an angel to me. He introduced me to King Crimson and Led Zeppelin, John Bonham, and all those Billy Cobhams. And he just nailed me to the right mast at that stage.
Okay. Wow. Brilliant, man. Because I know that I mean you've been in PE for quite a while now. Quite a few years, and you're playing with the brothers here. I know that you were playing with the brothers, and I've always thought absolute master on that kit. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
What a
and Eddie,
I only heard him once. I watched him once, and I was flabbergasted. I broke my drumsticks. I went home and broke my sticks.
Well, I think I've done that a few times with Lloyd as well.
Yeah,
but I know Lloyd reads well as well. You know, you're a reader too.
Yeah.
I
didn't actually. I wasn't sort of formally tutored. I learned on the road. Literally, I had to. You know, you can bluff people that you can read for so long. You know, in the process, I always had good ears, so I was able to do it. And then I was watching this piece of paper which looked like hieroglyphics initially, but then it made sense. And then I just that's how I learned, you know.
Yeah,
fantastic. But brilliant drummer, and we've got a couple of people still backstage here as well. We've had a hassle with Barry Van Zyl. Unfortunately, he can't make it. He's between trying to get the internet. We couldn't get him on. We couldn't get about it, but we've got Kevin Mattheus here from all the way from Durban.
Hello,
Mattheus.
Yes, I'll say.
Hello, Mattheus.
Hello, Kevin. Kevin, do you know each other as well? Do you know each other?
I last worked with Eddie in Wilderness about 19 Footsack, I think, somewhere.
Yes, I know it was a long time ago.
It was
a hell of a long time ago.
Of course, son of Niels Mattheus, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, die familie, die familie.
Ja, sê.
Plank rock.
So a man that started out with boeremuziek and headed into rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah, let me tell you, actually, that's a good. You want to learn to swing. You play with Buddha musicians, you learn to swing, but I tell you that.
Eddie, have you played with some boeremuziek? Have you done it?
A lot of guys, a lot of chaps, all the Baffontein days. The first 5 years, no, I did. We played a lot of boeremuziek with Al Willock's band because Flippy was in the band and a couple of the Afrikaans guys. So I played a lot of different music in my first band with Al Willock's. Yeah.
Well, I know Kevin has had a major influence on my playing because when I was younger, I used to pop around at the shop at Tempo Music there and go and jam upstairs. And and Kevin would pop up and come and play with me. It was the best time ever. It was like another drummer playing, and he could play anything I could play and more. So it was fantastic.
Those were the days, eh?
I loved it. Kevin has always been such a neat drummer. Kevin, you've always been such a neat drummer, bastard. And and he can druck. You know, Kevin's got that druck.
Yes, he's elevated.
There's Gino.
There's me. That's it.
Yeah, no, I also started off.
All right,
with the sorry.
No, carry on, Kev.
No, I was just gonna say when I started off, I also started. Basically, I mean, Led Zeppelin was my first influence.
Yeah,
and then I sort of got into my dad's band, playing all the pop music of the days of the 70s. So country, waltzes, cha-chas, rumbas, the stuff that kids don't play these days anymore.
Yes. Did you play a Sitius?
Oh, yes, sir.
Wat is Sitius nou? Ek ken nie daai een. Is dit so te dans of wat?
Ja, Sitius, man. Yes, like.
Is dit so? Kap so.
No, that's te vinnig.
Te vinnig. Is it like a shuffle, like a slow dance?
Yeah.
Just
Oh man! Well, instead of seeing that Barry couldn't make it, we've brought in a powerhouse drummer that's playing everywhere at the moment tonight, and as a surprise guest, we've got Jason Oosthuizen in, all the way from Kaapstad. Jason, are you in Kaapstad? Are you in Kaapstad?
Joburg.
Jobies, are you in Jobies?
Yeah.
He is moving.
Jason, fantastic to have you on, man. You were playing with a whole bunch of guys. When I saw you the first time, I think it was with Van Coke or one of the guys at Splashy Fen.
Yeah, that was a pretty difficult year. That was a pretty difficult year because we got there a bit too early. And we obviously
oh dear!
In that, I don't know what to do.
But it was when I saw you the first time, I just thought, yes, like this, Eddie. This guy is a powerhouse drummer. I mean, there's got to be a whole bunch of John Bonham in there. Jason,
is it? Well, he looks like the right size, eh?
Yeah, he does it.
Eddie, I'm very small. Yeah, I mean. Bonham's obviously like a massive influence. Drinking obviously plays a big part. We definitely share that in common. And I like it.
And hot rods. Hot rods was the other thing Bonham enjoyed, I think.
I don't think I've gotten to that stage yet.
Okay, you got to get the money first.
Yeah. I'm still into combis.
Oh right, that's kind of surfer.
Gotta have one if you're a drummer.
What did you used to tour in, Eddie?
A combi. What else?
As well.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. It's a drummer's car.
It is. I had a Beetle for a while. I got to say, I fitted in this huge bloody kit in this Beetle. Used to travel around everywhere. And then we got a panel van. Panel van for me.
Yeah.
Got a very rude joke about a panel van, but I'm not going to mention it on this show.
No, Jason, I know you do all the twirly, sticksy stuff. I know. I twirl once or twice, and my stick goes out of my hands. I got to hang on for dear life.
I did it once and broke 4 fingers.
Do you know what I actually figured out is every time I'm a bit too drunk to pull off a part in a song, I do a stick twirl.
It's a good idea.
And then no one knows. They all think, wow, that was a great trick. Meanwhile, I just missed like an interlude to the next part.
Well, you can learn from Eddie in that if you forget the entire song, you just do a bit of comedy.
Yeah, just
Eddie, I think I saw you at Dockside at a Battle of the Bands with Derry Gordon in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you're right. We were there. Derek Gordon, the other Derek Gordon. There's one with us, and the other Derek Gordon was I think managing the place at the time. Hey, yeah.
That was because my dad was in the band.
Sorry, your dad?
My dad was in that. He was entered in that Battle of the Bands. He used to play for Kid Clubs.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry, played for
Kid Clubs.
Kid Clubs. Oh, my goodness. So that was your dad, you say?
Yes, yeah. So that's you for the first time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yeah, hell's bells, man. You know, and Derek Gordon, I remember Derek playing here in PE at the, your Derek Gordon, I think, Eddie, with Mello and Jive.
Yeah, but you have the two Derek Gordons were in the same band. You know that, eh?
Oh, were they?
They're both in the same band, and the drummer was Weedy Gordon. How do you get confused in that band? Can I speak to Gordon, please? Which one?
I think Godfrey Minnie was playing at that time. I think he's the late Godfrey Minnie.
Same, the late Godfrey.
You guys at the bottom there, you'll know Godfrey Minnie.
Yes. Very well.
Yes, and I don't know if you know him, Lloyd. I remember Godfrey used to play Mello and Jive. Who was it was Derek Gordon was on bass, I think, and his wife, was it his wife?
Yeah, his wife Linda on keyboards.
Linda, his wife. Yeah,
okay.
Keyboards. Yeah, she played keyboards, and then
Mike was on guitar.
Mike
Pepper.
Mike Pepper. Sorry, Mike Pepper. Yeah.
That's him. He had one of those Hohner cut-off guitars without a headstock on it.
And apparently he used to dress all strange, and he was strange in those days. They say. Well, that's what Derek Gordon tells me. He says he would spend like 2 weeks talking like a Scotsman, and then and come back and start speaking like a Frenchman for 2 weeks.
I see Joanne down there. Kevin, can you read that message there? Do yourself a favor and ask Kevin about his high school combi. Random tunnies have told me stories. This is Kevin's daughter, by the way. She said, so we got all the oaks online here to make sure we cause cuck for you, Kevin.
Yeah. I desperately wanted to buy a motorbike when I was in matric because I'd been earning good money with the old man's band up to then.
Yes.
But he was like, nah, you're going to break something and you can't play. And eventually they found me this combi. I bought it it was 1980 I bought it. That combi was 8 years old. I could buy it cash with the money I'd been making out of playing part-time in my dad's band. These days you struggle to do that playing full-time these days. But then I had to get that combi, and it was converted with a bed in the back and a bit of wine when you could still buy wine. You know.
Yeah. We won't go any further than the bed in the back, Kevin.
It was to pack the equipment on.
Oh yes, of course. Is that what you call it?
Yes. Just put your kid down there.
Yes. Oh my word. Okay, so influences. We've got Eddie. Eddie says Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, and a bit of Steve Gadd. Jason, what your influences? John Bonham, I know one.
Yeah, John Bonham, Ian Pace, Billy Cobham, and some of the new guys are pretty cool as well. Taylor Hawkins, Foo Fighters. I'm trying to think. I think growing up, I went into that punk era where Travis Barker was cool.
Okay. It depends when you grow up. I think when you're getting in your teens, you kind of the stuff that you're listening to. I mean, I don't know what music was around in your teens, Eddie. Was it Bach, Beethoven, and Bach?
No, rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. The early bands. We played all the Latin American stuff. It was that kind of dancing. The dancing in those days was the foxtrot and the tango and all of that. And then it developed obviously into the rock and roll era,
Yes. And so I mean, I don't know if, Jason, what you like about those things. I mean, I know you can see in your style that heavy bass drum and that snare is just so nice and deep that you got there. I know you experiment with a bigger bass drum. I noticed that. With the 26-inch or 24-inch. 28. She was 28.
Whoa.
That's like your big bass drum, Eddie.
You need 2 combis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that big bass drum sort of thing. And yourself, Lloyd, influences.
Bonham was a big influence.
Yeah.
But one of the real guys in my life was King Crimson's drummer, Bill
Yeah.
Bruford.
Oh, Bill Bruford. He was with Yes as well, wasn't he?
That's yeah, that's right. Awesome,
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know, he was a pioneer. He broke
Absolutely.
the paradigm. Yeah.
You did. And I think he had that whole electronic thing going on as well, quite early on.
Eventually, I think it was Simmons that sponsored
Yes.
him and asked him to
Yes.
pioneer it. You know.
Yeah.
You know, he got into a lot of techno stuff, and I think it was great for him, and he did pioneer stuff. But I think his drumming with King Crimson was just blow away. It was unbelievable. Very.
Yeah. Well, I
great
actually I
drummers,
haven't. Yeah. It's and Kevin.
No, well, I'd have to go with Bonham.
Yeah.
I love Pace's. Pace's hands was great, but Bonham was just a complete machine, a rhythm machine.
Yes.
And, from him, I would say I like the Cobhams. I like Stuart Copeland in the 80s.
Copeland, smart.
Like a lot of
Love
drummers,
him.
but influence would have been Bonham and Jeff Beccaro actually.
The thing I like most about Copeland is that he gave Sting so much cuck. And you watch him on stage, I just want to laugh because you can check Sting gets pissed off even if he does yet because his tempos were kind of all over, and you can check Sting's just wondering what the hell he's going to do next because you just never know.
Yeah, but Copeland had energy. He had
did.
pure energy.
Very.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Copeland. My number one and Bonham and Copeland, my number 1 and 2 for sure. Steve Gadd's also in there. Gadd was amazing. Were you at that workshop that he did in the early 90s, Kev?
No.
They had a workshop at St George's before they did the
that's right.
before they did
Paul Simon.
Paul Simon concert. Yeah. And he was a monster. He's an absolute monster. That Steve Gadd. And
I saw him at Ellis Park, but I mean, you're standing in the goalposts on the other side of the field. I was crying that I couldn't just let me sit behind him on the stage. I won't say anything. I just
be quiet. I'll sit here and be quiet.
Yeah.
He never came to my workshop, so I didn't go to his.
Fair enough.
Lovely, fair enough.
But I'm gonna ask you guys all individually now. We're gonna ask you about your best and worst gigs, okay? Because I always ask the entertainers that come on the show as well. It's always funny. I love to. I mean, the best gig, yeah. But the worst gigs are always the best stories. So I don't know if you remember, like the cuckest gig you ever had. and I don't know. I don't know who should go first. Kevin, maybe you should have a go at that. Your best gig and your worst gig.
The best gig is kind of difficult to think offhand. It's probably to the most people. I really enjoyed playing Kirkwood Wildlife Festival because the crowd's always there. There's like always 10, 20,000 people. It's just nice to play to a big crowd.
Yes, absolutely.
But my worst gig I can remember would be at I'd make up a name here in Southwest Africa when I toured with the army band. We'd done this whole. We land and the flossy comes off with my drum kit, and they've torn my bass drum skin, and we in Ruakana or something. So there you go. We tape it up, and I played that tour. And our last gig, they pull in 5,000 troops from all over the province, and there we are playing with a Roland PA 240. 240 watts of raw power, played to 5,000 people. No drum mics. Muggies flying in your mouth while you're trying to sing. Nobody could hear me. Nobody could hear anything. It was chaos.
It's like the Beatles at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, you just hear people. You don't hear the band.
Yeah, that's it. Oh man. And Lloyd, how about you?
The one thing that haunts me is I was playing in a huge. Do any of you guys remember Fernando Lamy, the comedian
Yes, yes. Yeah.
And so I was playing in a big show band with him, and he used to do that old McDonald's song. I don't know if you remember. And he used to, and on that farm and he used to get these animals and call them like obscure animals up, and then he got people up on stage, and they had to make the noise of the animal, you know, or sing something about like the animal, which is like seriously dangerous. So one night, I remember we had this whole Dancing Girls was a huge big band and everything, and he got these two oaks a bit safe and he said, and on that farm, he had whatever it was, and I think it was a giraffe or something.
Yeah.
And the oaks didn't know what a giraffe, and so the one guy jumped on the other guy's back and started doing the old, you know. And I laughed so much that I actually fell off my drum chair between my snare drum and my drum chair, and lay in a heap on the floor. And then I looked up and I saw that I had a see-through bass drum head. So I couldn't.
Cameras right there.
I'd like to forget that gig.
Yeah, that's the one you remember. That's the one you remember. Yeah.
I can't forget it. I can't forget it.
Jace, what about you, mate?
I think I've got two cool ones. One was in Taiwan. We played. I think like 1 million people were there over the Friday and Saturday and Sunday. That was quite a crazy one. And then when I was 7, my dad gave me a Metallica VHS tape, which I watched so much that the tape actually stopped working. And then I actually got to open for them for 2 nights. So that was pretty cool.
Insane.
And then I think the worst one was in Langebaan. They had a red wine special. So I paid my plate of food in, and I think I got 4 bottles of red wine. And I downed them all, went on stage, and then in the middle of my drum solo, I spat water over the kit. And then I was like, I'm going to stand on the drum kit as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, now after 4 bottles of wine.
And then I fell off the kit right through the window outside the venue. And then I had to come back through the front of the venue, and someone in the crowd was like, "Here's your bass drum mic." I didn't really feel like there was a very big hype at that point in time.
Hell's bells. And Eddie,
Yeah.
what about you, Eddie?
I
I mean, you can choose. Eddie, you can choose from a drumming gig or a comedy gig, because sometimes the comedy gigs are even funnier. You get these cuck gigs. Jeez.
Well, my best gig, I think, my best one was the first time I got paid R1 for the night. So that was my best. The worst gig I played was with the Bats in Germany, West Germany, in Berlin. I tell you what. If you started at 7:30, there were 2 bands and a disco. If you started at 7:30, you're lucky if you finished at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, yes.
So you'd be on 45 minutes, DJ for half an hour, the other band 45 minutes, and then a half an hour. So you've got to sit around for, like, I don't want to work it out. I mean, 45 plus 2.5 hours. So it's 1.25 hours, 1 3/4 hours. You've got to sit around for the next, and you just play the same songs over and over. That's the worst. But the worst gig I ever did, I was booked, what's his name? Lance James booked me for this gig.
Big Daddy Lance James.
At the Springs Hall. Eddie, do you know the hall? I said, yeah, the main hall. I said, is it the main? Yeah, the main hall. Eddie, now you do that. I said, but listen, Lance, got to tell him I got to do the gig early because I've got another gig in Pretoria. So I get to this venue, and I've got the name of the person. I said, ask the people, can you find this guy? Nobody can find this guy. Anyway, I do the gig. I shoot off to Pretoria, and I do that gig. And Monday morning, I get a call from Lance. Eddie, you weren't at the gig. I said, what? He said, Springs. I said, of course I was at Springs. I did the gig. What are you talking about? And we find out that there were 2 venues. And I done the wrong venue. So I sent a letter to the other people for the fee. They wouldn't pay me, man.
They didn't pay you.
So that was my worst. I did it.
Oh, man.
And then,
Yeah.
I did say though, if ever I worked for that company, I would charge them double. And believe it or not, 3 years later they booked me, and I did charge them double. So I got my money
Yes,
eventually.
got it back, you bastards.
Yeah,
no,
lovely.
Rob van Vuren, a comedian, I had him on a couple of shows ago, and Rob is
Yeah.
insane. He does that with Low Fenter. He does that most amazing show, and he does the Corneille and Twaki. And I don't know if you've seen those jokes, but they are mental. They are mental.
Yeah.
And he said his worst gig, you reminded me, he went to the yacht club or something, and he did this gig, but it was very stoic. You know, this whole thing was quite quiet. and it was like, there was he had a rabbi. There was a rabbi there, and he was rubbing the guy's head, and they were doing this whole comedy show, and they found out it wasn't the right place either. It was like a funeral or something.
Oh, God.
And they just threw everything at it. Oh, my word. But okay.
Yeah.
And so I know you guys. So we're coming to the end of the show now. I know, but we're all drummers, and I don't know. Maybe Jason would have a better idea. But you know, I often think of the future of musos and drumming in general. You know, with this, it seems that the DJ producer kind of guys are sort of doing their own thing with it's got a different sound, that whole house thing. You know, is there space for drummers, or are we a dying breed, or you know, what do you guys think?
I mean,
Jace, maybe you should.
Yeah, so what I think is, and it's probably going to sound like an advert, but as long as towns like PE or wherever are opening venues like the Music Kitchen that facilitate us, there will always be a crowd, because there's always a youngster that had a decent upbringing and got taught about Led Zeppelin, Purple, and so the other parents who taught them about like Ace of Base or whatever, those always have their role, but there will always be us rock and rollers, and we will remain rock and rollers. So as long as there's a place like the Kitchen that gives us a place to jawl, we will be there. And the cool thing about us is we're not walking in with a laptop. We're walking in with like a whole lot of shit, and we can give you a booster like a top.
Yeah, that's true.
So
true. I mean, I don't know, Eddie. I mean, you've done a lot of your original stuff as well. You know, over the years.
Yeah,
songwriting, that sort of thing.
Look, I think there's nothing better than a live drummer and a live band. I mean, I do cabaret, and I've got to take my little thing along with me, and I sing. But it's nothing like having a band with you that you can actually perform with, and you've got this feeling between you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
You know,
it can never die out. It can never die. Look, a lot of those other things have taken over, but I think people still really prefer a live band. You know.
I mean, I don't know if you remember the first time you saw a drummer. I mean, it happened for me, and I don't know if you're the same, Kevin and Lloyd. You see a drummer for the first time, and it just blows your mind. The sound that's coming from that guy's limbs. You know what I mean? That's what I had when I got it. I mean, Kev, I don't know how you started, but you were a very musical family. You know, your brother and your dad playing all the time as well. Did you have that?
Well, I did. I mean, obviously, Keith Yoko was a big influence in the PE scene on my drumming, because he was my dad's drummer. So I picked everything up from him, and I watched
Legend, Keith Yoko.
And the next guy in PE too that people most probably won't know, the name Jeff Siddle. He used to play with... he played with Godwin 2 years. Alan Godwin, so he's a great drummer. Great style.
Absolutely. Jeff is. I've seen him recently as well. He was at a company. He was Gendermark. He was at Gendermark, I think.
No,
and Lloyd, did you get that? Did you get that initial thing at when the first time you saw a drummer?
Well, and mine was an educational thing, because I was 12 years old, and and I had a drum kit. It was a really old, a crappy thing my dad got me, but it was fine. And we went to the Royal Show. I was in Durban at the time, and the Royal Show, and there was Musicland had a stage there, and what they were doing was that they had this band up there, and I saw this drummer, and he had these things on the side of his snare drum that looked like and I realized that was lying next to my drums. I never knew what hi-hats were or
Oh. Oh,
and
my goodness.
I was 12 years old or 13 years old as the oldest. And I ducked it where all the kids were going to the Royal Show in Pietermaritzburg from Durban, and we all had to hold hands those days, remember, just in case we got lost. And I ducked out, and when the class went off, I went to the highway and I hiked home from Pietermaritzburg to Durban just to go and try put that thingy, that silver stick with the two.
That's it. Damn it.
It just blew me away. Remember, we
Yeah.
didn't have TV in those days. We never saw much movies with Zeppelin. I just heard Zeppelin on this vinyl. You know what I mean? I never, and I saw the pictures of the back, or the inserts. I'd never seen it changed. I mean, there was nothing. And the guy, I don't even know who the drummer was. I can't remember if he was good or bad, but I owe him big. Just by being there.
Oh man, it's amazing. The first time you hear a snare drum that's actually been tuned and sounds good, it's just like it completely blows your mind. I see Ian Mitchell's there from Music Kitchen. There we go. It says we need to replace the skins on our kit whenever Jason plays the Music Kitchen. You smack those things. Smack it hard, man.
Is it Jason or the red wine?
It could be. It could.
I actually seem to be going through a lot less gear recently, as I've actually hung up my drinking shoes. So everything seems to last a lot longer. I think we know where the problem was lying.
Oh man, Jason, did you have that initial? I mean, I know with Zeppelin, for me, it was like I put on Zeppelin 2, and the opening guitar section of A Whole Lot of Love came on. I was just like, what the hell is this? I've just got to get more of it.
So I mean, one of the clear things for me was, like, I was super young, and my dad was playing this vinyl. I mean, you guys remember that old Blaupunk all-in-one units, you know?
Yes.
And my dad, actually, I got the unit at my house now. And I went to my dad, and I was like, geez, like, what is this, you know? He's like, no, it's called Made in Japan by Deep Purple. Or Live in Japan. I'm not sure. Live in Japan, Made in Japan, whatever.
Made in Japan.
Made in Japan.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember I used to just sit there and on repeat, like start, stop. Yeah, it was, you know, I mean, I also think when Fireball came out, is it Fireball?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, whoa, what was that? You know, I mean, same as Bonham's rock and roll. Till today, I see so many guys that can't even do it correctly, and it's actually just Johnny B. Good's kind of, you know, but it starts on the 2, which can kind of simple, but it still catches all of us.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you gotta get that 3 end or whatever it is. Yeah. It's like but Bonham's thing. Just I see Ian Mitchell's asking about your snare collection.
Oh, I knew we would have to go down this road. Yeah, I think it's just probably about 118 now.
What?
Oh, no, man.
Yes, that's Jesus.
So
that's like the Imelda Marcus.
No, it's a serious problem. And I think I'm on about 120 Zildjian as well.
Oh, my goodness. Why?
Jeez. I thought I was banned. Goodness.
Yeah,
oh, no.
I've got 19 kits.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's just every year when like endorsements kind of either change or give me more stuff, I've never really bothered to get rid of the old stuff. And then also I do quite a lot of recordings, and I used to do a lot more. And then it was quite cool to kind of offer whoever the artist was, you know, I've got the full range of A's or K's or whatever
whatever you need.
Yeah. And I would also try and match the symbols to the keys of the songs as well.
Oh, my soul.
Oh, crikey, man.
Yeah. No, I don't think we aren't clearly aren't as addicted as you are.
No, you know?
As long as you're playing in E the whole night, you know.
Yeah, I think that's me. Oh man, guys, I see Dion Du Toit says no drummer jokes. I don't know. Dion, he calls me Gino. He says, "Is it Gino? Is it Gino with a double A or for double year?" Oh my God, guys. We come to the end of the night. It's been amazing. Eddie and Jason, Kevin, Lloyd, thank you so much for coming on, man. We couldn't get all the Barry, but we had a fantastic time here tonight, and it's been great to talk to some drummers. I mean, I've been doing all sorts of interviews with everybody, but this is really close to my heart. So thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. You guys all coming on,
privilege. Man. Privilege. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Lovely
guys.
chatting to all of you guys, man.
Excellent.
Keep
So
it up.
we've got a competition now. We're going to do a little compo, and I've got a case of Fitch Leedes that we give away every time. So whoever's online now, get ready with your keyboards, because if you can guess the artist and the song, it's going to be amazing for one. And if you can guess even just the artist, if the first one to get the artist and the song. Or if nobody gets that, then just the artist will be fine. The first one to get that will win a case of Fitch Leedes mixes for you, for sticking around for our fantastic Gino spot, which is my favorite because it's drums. Yes! All right, so we're going to head over to the drum cam now and do that. We are going to... I'm just going to get my sticks ready before Gary pushes play over here, because it's a solo. It's a drum solo from a song. And it was one of my favorites, one of my favorite drummers. We haven't mentioned him tonight yet, actually, but we'll mention him afterwards. All right, so hang on 2 seconds, Gary. Wait a minute. Here we go. First one to get the name of the artist and the song, or if you can't get the artist and the song, then the artist. Whoever gets those in order. On the comments. Are you ready, everybody?
Take me to the room where the black's all white and the white's all black. Take me back to the shack. She don't take no prisoner. She gotta give me the bitterness. Gotta drag it on my back. Yeah, it's a drag and a track. Get nice and slow.
There we go, Dion Du Toit. Oh, Dion. He was on the button. That's right. Dion Du Toit as well. And Queen, that was Queen. Roger Taylor, one of my favorite drummers as well. Roger Taylor and Dragon Attack. And thank you for joining us at Gino's Spot tonight. Thank you to Fitch Leedes. Thank you to Amobia, baby, for the internet. And thank you to ECM for the transport. Thank you so much for joining us. On Tuesday, we've got a whole Queen special on. Our Queen show that we did a while ago. We're getting all the center stage performers on, and we're going to check out the Queen show that we did, what we loved, what we didn't love, what we found difficult, what we didn't. It's going to be great fun. So join us. Dion Du Toit, you've got a case of Fitch Leedes coming to you, young man. All right.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino spot.